Hey, Rena, that's right. The X, as expected, was packed out for the return of Kirill Kaprizov and Joel Eriksson Ek. Now, if you remember, Kaprizov has missed 28 games this season. Eriksson Ek, 21. So these guys were ready to get back out on the ice, and we definitely saw that tonight. In Aaron Jones' own words, Sunday will be a full circle moment as he makes his return to Lambeau Field. And don't worry, he said, no matter which end zone he potentially scores in, he's still making the Lambeau leap. I'll be honest, when you're speculating this game beforehand, you probably could have said it was going to snow right here inside Target Center, and you might not have been far off. They were missing two key guards in Anthony Edwards and Mike Connolly, but they still managed to pull off that come from behind win. Now let's take a look at where the tide started to turn for Minnesota. Now, if you know anything about Courtney and T, they've got no problem running their mouths at any given point in time. The best friends even have a viral Twitch stream where all they do is yap, right? But in all honesty, we've seen some serious growth out of both this season. T has stepped up big in games, clutch to finish things off for the Lynx, and Courtney told me her mid-range jumper was even better this year, but failed to emphasize her work on the three ball.
So I think it is you, the women, who have had the most diabolical lies told to you. How many of you are sitting here now, about to cross this stage, and are thinking about all the promotions and titles you are going to get in your career? Some of you may go on to lead successful careers in the world, but I would venture to guess that the majority of you are most excited about your marriage and the children you will bring into this world.
But guys, we had to talk about it. According to Chiefs kicker Harrison Butker, this is where I belong, right here in the kitchen. Oh, Harry, let me preface this by saying, of course I know this is America and we all have freedom of speech, but that does not mean I have to agree with what you say, and it certainly doesn't mean you get to escape being a bad juju victim. To sit in front of a group of young women who just earned their college degree and tell them they've been lied to about having aspirations and dreams beyond being a mother and a wife is wrong. Listen, I grew up in the Deep South. I was supposed to believe my sole purpose was to birth babies and take care of my family, right? Luckily, I had a stay-at-home mother who encouraged me to follow my dreams, and that's exactly what I did. That is why I'm here today. Also, trying to push the narrative that women should strive to be homemakers is flat out elitist. We aren't all going to marry an NFL player. Most of us, man or woman, won't even have the option to stay home and take care of the kids. So stop telling women they're limited. Stop telling women they can only be one thing. The speech was 20 minutes in total, filled with hate towards numerous groups of people. Unfortunately, there isn't time to get into it all. With that, if I'm taking Harrison's advice and sticking to my vocation, my life's not even begun. I'm unmarried and childless, and I guess I'll just have to wait here in the care kitchen until I have my own home to make. With that, Will, I'll send it back over to you. Since I'm a woman, I don't think I can say good night to the audience.
Oh, Juju, job well done.
Hey, Morgan, the motto this afternoon was win, and we're in. And the Wolves certainly did that. They've officially avoided the play-in tournament, and they are headed to the playoffs. Let's take a look at how this one panned out this afternoon. You guys are trailing for most of the game, and then all of a sudden, Jaden has that pull-up jumper. You guys have the lead, and then you bulldoze from there. What clicked in the fourth quarter? You guys come into this matchup depleted without Ant and Mike. What does it say about the depth of this team? How important is a win like this for these young guys to face adversity and then overcome it all in one matchup? Well, hello, everyone, and welcome into the Lynx Extra post-game show. The Lynx just wrapping up another solid performance at Target Center and their fifth game in 8 days. The Sky gave them a little bit of a challenge tonight. Let's take a look at the highlights from this one. We, of course, get things started in the first half. First quarter, it's Napheesa Collier with the basket to give the Lynx the lead. It's a one-possession game early. Gopher alum and former Lynx player Rachel Banham with the tray for the Sky and to give Chicago their first lead of the evening. Alana Smith, who was questionable headed into this game tonight, lays that one in, trying to get her offense going early. Sky go on a little bit of a run before the media timeout. Michaela Onyenwere off the glass for the Sky and a 5-point lead. We move to the second quarter now. Got a dote on Diamond Miller tonight. She was shining in the second, and they needed her. Sinks the three there as the Lynx trail big time. Then more bench action. Jessica Shepard putting on the show here recently. She's got the and one to help close the gap for Minnesota. And guess who it is again? It's Diamond. She's got another bucket from beyond the arc. Man, she has worked hard for this. Let me tell y'all, Rachel Banham was feeling right at home. Hail Mary sends it from basically the logo for her fourth three of the night so far. But it's Masha, the diva. Kliandikova entering the game, gets the block. Courtney Williams with the layup. And you know what? It's going to be the Diva again, this time to retake the Lynx lead. What a comeback. They finished the half 1 point ahead, 38-37.
I mean, the expectations is joyless murder ball.
What is the definition of joyless murder ball to you?
Run around as fast as you can and hit people as hard as you can. I'll say that.
Walk me through how the routine at Alabama is going to help you carry over here.
Well, yeah, for sure. You know, I feel like a routine creates habits. Probably just the day-to-day grind, you know, just being a student athlete, you know, just being held to that standard by Coach Saban, you know, and his staff and those people upstairs. So, you know, it's just a day-to-day lifestyle that we live that I feel like that transition and that prepared me the most for the next level.
Last night, walk me through what the feeling was like when you got that phone call.
So I'm in the room, green room, eating my Doritos, leg tapping from, you know, just waiting. But felt the phone vibrate, looked down immediately, seeing the area code, seeing Minnesota, just dropped. Thank God, answered the phone. I already knew Coach O'Connor was on the other line, the Wood family. And so Coach Flores, Quessy, you know, just had a real good emotional moment.
People talk so much about your aggressiveness on the field. Where does that mindset come from?
I've been like that since I was 5 years old. Like ever since I was born, you know, my godmom, she calls me a terror because I just be running around the house just breaking stuff. But you know, that's just how I grew up. You know, that's just how I am. You know, was a big kid growing up, so you know, might have hurt people on accident here and there. But you know, it was all love though. But football was just an outlet, you know, just to be me.
Did you see the video of Quessy saying, "Turner, we got him"?
Yeah.
What did you think when you saw that?
Man, it was crazy. You know. It was when I seen him in his office earlier today, you know, I just had a big smile on my face and just told him thank you, you know. Honestly, you know, it was a very interesting video, you know, seeing Coach O'Connor's reaction, you know, to him saying that, you know, it was just a good feeling, you know, and then the phone call, you know, everybody seen it.
What excites you about this organization?
Just the people in the building, you know, just finally being around, I won't say finally, but, you know, just being around, at the professional level, you know, being in the NFL, being on the team, and then just being surrounded by a great group of guys. You know, watching them last year, that defense, how they play and stuff like that, you know, I like how they play. They play real fast and physical, and they have a lot of fun out there too. So, you know, I feel like I can see myself out there playing and, you know, having fun with those guys, you know, just being a good teammate and doing my job.